The next name to be placed in nomination, the delegate from Virginia, Jacob Hornberger. Nominating Mr. Hornberger is the delegate from Ohio, Leroy Lloyd.
Greetings. I'm from Ohio, and I'm some kind of a nut. In the past, whenever our party has had a chance to be bold, it took the safe route. This has not been effective. We receive 0.5% of the vote, and we have yet to crack the 1 million vote mark. Not an impressive record. The safe route is better known as the road of obscurity on the way to oblivion. We need a different highway. We need a new driver. We need to lose our fear of political risk and dare to be different. Bumper offers us that chance. He will run a personal campaign, meeting with the disillusioned, disaffected, discontented voter who feels the futility of the political process. These are the people who have felt the sting of government oppression. He knows the opposition, the major statist parties, who are responsible for the shackles of slavery around our ankles. And each link forged in that chain has a name. The IRS, the FEC, the SEC, the CDC, the CIA, the FBI, the FDA, the EPA, the OSHA, and certainly not the least nor the last of them, the BATF, which really stands for what they all mean: bad attitude toward freedom. My fellow delegates, this is the time to be bold. Go with a candidate who will attack the opposition where they are vulnerable and not expecting to be confronted. So I ask you to take a different course and nominate the best person possible. I nominate for the Libertarian Party candidate for President of the United States, the native son from Laredo, Texas. You know him as Bumper, Jacob George Hornberger. Thank you.
Seconding the nomination of Jacob Hornberger, the delegate from Tennessee, Vernie Kuglin.
Good morning, delegates. I'm here to second the nomination for Bumper for the Libertarian Party candidate for President of the United States. I've lived both ends of the socioeconomic scale. First, as a welfare mother, and now as a pilot for Federal Express, a captain no less. But I spent a lot of years applying the emotional idea and accepting that idea that government's role is as people's caretaker. It wasn't until I met the Libertarian Party in 1992 and was introduced to numerous teachers who began showing me the error of my ways. But it was Bumper who really lit my fire. I remember that first time, as so many of you have, sitting there mesmerized by the words that just reached out and yanked me up to a higher level of thought, that of uncompromising libertarianism. He reduced the ideas of the great libertarian thinkers von Mises, Hayek, Bastiat, and Ayn Rand to the early level of my libertarian understanding. Ever since then, I have had a dream, and that dream is to take Bumper's gift that was given to me to those still in the economic arena that I've come out of. I can't do it by myself. I'm trying, but I need your help. And by casting your vote for Bumper, you can help me share his gift to the millions of Americans who are still struggling under the failed caretaker programs of a federal government, to the millions of Americans who have no reason to get up on the morning of elections excited to go to the polls and vote for the person who will represent their ideals. I ask you, please, to join me in helping to share with your vote with millions of Americans the Bumper brand of uncompromising libertarianism. Thank you.
Also seconding the nomination of Jacob Hornberger, the delegate from California, Mike Rodriguez.
Good morning. I need to use a phrase you won't hear very often around libertarian gatherings. But as a practical political matter, if we continue down this road of miniaturized versions of major political campaigns, all we're going to get is miniaturized results. I want to tell you a dirty little secret about Jacob Hornberger. He's got a pragmatic side. Bumper realizes, as I do, that running our presidential campaigns the way we have will only continue to deliver the same humiliating results. Now, I can't guarantee that our final numbers will be high. I can't even guarantee that we're going to have a slick organization. But I can guarantee you an exciting fireball of a campaign that will energize this party. It is my honor to second the nomination of my good friend and loyal libertarian, Jacob Hornberger.
Also seconding the nomination of Jacob Hornberger, the delegate from West Virginia, John Brown.
Thanks. I, John Brown, second the nomination of Jacob Hornberger. In 1996, I attended my very first Libertarian National Convention. Jacob Hornberger gave the keynote speech. He got my attention. Never had I heard anyone talk about libertarian principles in such a clear, confident, aggressive, strong, exciting, and passionate manner as he did in that speech. It was electrifying. He exposed the other parties. If everyone in America had heard it too, I'm convinced the Libertarian Party would be in charge right now. Later in that convention, Jacob Hornberger was voted the party's very first winner of the Thomas Paine Award for being the best all-time libertarian communicator. It was easy to understand why. The Libertarian Party has the answers. Jacob Hornberger can best deliver that message. And we yield the rest of our time to Jacob Bumper Hornberger.
For almost 30 years, Democrats and Republicans have insulted us. They have abused us. They have ridiculed us. They have censored us with their ridiculously high ballot access barriers. And perhaps worst of all, Democrats and Republicans and Reform Party people and Green Party people, presidential election after presidential election, have ignored us. They have destroyed the fabric of this society with their immoral and destructive war on drugs. They have damaged the minds of countless children in their government-run schools. They have assaulted families and family values with Social Security and other anti-family welfare programs. They have attacked immigrants, repatriating them into Cuban communist tyranny and incarcerating them for committing the heinous crime of crossing a border in search of work. They have engendered class envy and class warfare in this society by waging war against tremendously successful companies that have done so much to raise the standard of living of the people of the world, such as Microsoft. They have terrorized and brutalized and murdered through such agencies as the Internal Revenue Service and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. And now they have embarked on a program of total gun confiscation. My fellow libertarians, this is not the time to play it safe. This is not the time to talk about 4 years from now, 8 years from now. This is not the time for timidity. This is not the time for caution. This is not the time to hold the dice in your hands and squeeze. This is the time to roll the dice. This is the time for risk-taking. This is the time for boldness. Because the victims of all of this tyranny cry out for that boldness. They will not wait 4 more years. The thirst that you have felt in your hearts and your minds for ever so long, the thirst to know what it's like to live and die a free man and a free woman, cries out for that boldness. Now is the time to fight. Now is the time to take these people on directly. And it would be it would be a tremendous honor to lead this fight on your behalf, not in the rear, but leading this fight directly from the front lines. And to take what these people have done to the people of this country, to the people of this party, and to the people of the world, and cram it down their throats.